Hey everybody, it's Dante at SMG Warlex. I'm here today to show you a set of P44 US Marine Corps camo. World War II, P44, 1944. I'm not a uniform guy, so when I got this in, I had to do some research on it, and I figured I would show you guys a bit about this uniform just because there's it's tough to find information out there. So the more YouTube videos and such on these uniforms out there, I guess the better. So this came in from a vet estate. So it's a set, a top and a bottom. Slightly different shade, which could be attributed to slightly different dye lots, or it could just be that the pants were worn a lot more and washed a lot more, which is probably the case here. I don't think these were separates that were added together, but who knows? I could be wrong. So there's P42 version of this camouflage, which is the first version, or the first official version that went out to the Marines. And then the P44 came out later. Couple of differences with the cut and where the pockets are and stuff. So I'm not going to get into the differences so much, but I'm just going to walk you through this top here just so you can see what types of things there are. The cuffs have 2 buttons. Okay, this one's missing a button on one side here. The buttons on the P44 are labeled US Marine Corps. I believe that's standard on all 44s, P44s, but I'm not 100% on that. There's some type of a zinc construction, okay? And then they also have brass buttons here, painted brass buttons right here for the pockets. This whole thing is a pocket on either side so that they could put in their maps or whatever kind of gear they needed to quickly store away, and not have to worry about a little tiny pocket, which was, I believe, on the P42, there was a small pocket here. So that's pretty much the deal. If you flip these on the inside, you're going to want to find, you're not going to be able to see right here, but on the brass side of the button on the inside, it's going to say, gosh, what the heck does it say? United Car. That's what it is. United Car. So these are double-sided uniforms. So you have a green dominant side and a brown or a tan dominant side. And they are true reversible uniforms. So you could flip it around to suit whatever type of environment that you're in. Of course, you see a lot of them with the green shown off, but the brown was worn as well. What else to know about this? So I learned through my research on these that there's a lot of fakes out there. So most of the ones that are out there that people think are real are in fact fake. There's something called a Pac-Man fake, which is one of these blobs, looks like a Pac-Man. So we don't have that here. I was rest assured, because I was the first thing I thought of when I saw all this information about fakes was, oh God, is this a Pac-Man fake? How do I tell? But then I had a couple other collectors in the know tell me that this one was fine. And then I looked and saw some Pac-Man prints, and it's definitely nothing to worry about with this one here. So what else? On the back of this one is interesting. You may not be able to see it. It's printed right up here and down here. It says separation and then size 40. So a separate and size 40 top, basically, is how I take that. I don't know if they're all marked that way. This is the first that I've seen in the pictures. I can only compare it to other pictures I've seen. I didn't see any else that said that, so I don't know if that means anything specific as far as when it was made or who it was issued to. But it's faded pretty good. It took me a while to figure out what it was saying. For the longest time, I thought it was Sergeant something Oration. I was like, well, that can't be a last name. And then I was just like, Fragile, it must be Italian. No, it's separation. So it can barely make it out, but that's what it says and then a size 40. So other than that, yeah, with these, they have a herringbone twill, which is very apparent. So from what I understand, all of the marine patterns will have this herringbone twill on it. So if you don't see that herringbone twill, then you probably have something else and not a genuine P42 or 44 printed item. So super rare right here. And then the pants that came with it. Let me get rid of this and show you the pants. The pants are well used. Stains, some rips and tears. Okay, so this set of pants definitely saw some use, whether it was after the war at home or during the war. Definitely got around. Missing a couple of buttons, actually most of the buttons. It's got a 4 button, 1, 2, 3, 4 button fly, and it's missing all but 1 there. Little brass grommets for suspenders or other type of gear. Regular belt loops, double stitch, those are all in good shape. Really cool side pockets here with 3 brass buttons. Again, you have the same thing on the inside. If you flip it around, you have another set of brass buttons for the other color, which you can see inside of here. These buttons are also United Car marked. This particular one has a rip on this side that the new owner may or may not choose to repair. Let's see, what else is cool about these? The backs are kind of folded over. So I'm assuming that was to keep you from ripping your asshole out, basically, for lack of a better phrase, because, you know, when you're laden down with gear and stuff and you're bending over for whatever to pick up stuff or crouch down, this part tends to split when you're in precarious positions with this type of material. Remember, this isn't as heavy as like a denim, so I believe they put that in there on the P44s because of probably feedback from the P42s, because I don't think the P42s had this. So just to give the Marine a little bit extra play in his butt region and his hindquarters. Other than that, everything's pretty straightforward here. The legs have little tie-offs here, and miraculously these are still intact. I don't know if these are original. It just seems like rope, so I don't know if there was something else there. But that's about it. So I wanted to show you this stuff, guys, before it goes to another home. It's currently available on the website, but probably will disappear quickly. These are very hard to find and very desirable. So that's it, guys. Talk to you later.